affect you to have a relationship that your partner has a tattoo? If you see a person who has a tattoo, what is your first impression on that person? Hello my dear friends, how are you today? I hope everyone is doing well. Welcome to my channel. I'm your dear Annie here in the Philippines. And for today's episode, we're talking about something that been marked on the minds of many and also on their skin. Well, it's a tattoo. Or more specifically, what do Filipino women really think about dating a man with tattoos? Well, let's start with a bit of history. Did you know that tattoos are actually part of the Philippine culture? Well, according to Teodoro Agoncillo's book, when the first Spaniards arrived here in the Philippines, they saw native men and women adorned with black ink. That time, tattoos weren't just a decoration. They had their own meaning, of course. Well, for men, they were like war medals, a record of battles and bravery. And for those women, they were almost like makeup to make them beautiful. And tattoo even indicated one's rank in the society. Now this time, I want to share something personal. I used to have a tattoo on my left arm wrist. It's a semicolon, and yes, it had a special meaning. It's a symbol of affirmation and solidarity for people struggling with suicide, depression, and other mental issues. It means like your story isn't over yet. So I decided to get one. We decided. When I was working in Hong Kong, I was taking care of these kids aged 14, 12, and 7 years old. Their family treated me so well, like I was part of their own. And they even called me a big sister. Until I became especially close to this 12-year-old girl. She had been through a lot at young age, actually. Her parents were getting through divorce and she was constantly bullied in her school for being overweight. So she felt so alone, like no one cares for her. And she tried to take her own life, not just once, but twice. So I was heartbroken, but I decided to stay in her side and make sure that she felt love and reminded her that she wasn't alone and that ending her life wouldn't fix anything. And one day, we decided to get tattoos together. That's when we chose to decide to have a semicolon tattoo. But when I came back to Philippines, I decided to remove that tattoo. I was hesitant at first to get it, but because of how the people might judge me. But then I don't regret because it's a symbol of something meaningful that I helped someone through a very dark time. But then I did remove them because I think I already done my part. And now she's in the US with her family doing really well. And I may not have the tattoo anymore, but I've always carried the story behind it. And that's my tattoo story. But fast forward to today. While tattoos are still appreciated by some, let's not forget that the Philippines is a deeply Christian country. In many conservative families, especially in those provinces, tattoos are still linked to a bad boy image. I mean, the kind that makes our grandparents or our parents whisper a prayer under their breath. Whatever. Whether it's a fair or not, the image still exists in parts of our culture. In fact, some of my friends who is professional wants to get a tattoo, but they're hesitant to do it because of how they might be seen at their work or how people might judge them.
I'm Freya, I'm 31 years old and have been living in the Philippines for the past 30 years.
Oh, if you see a person who has a tattoo, what is your first impression on that person?
Um, Before, whenever I see a guy with so much tattoo, I think he's like the kind of bad guy person. But lately, I've been appreciating tattoos for men with tattoos since it's their expression of art, and for them it has different meanings and symbols. The tattoos that they have
They
in
put
their
in their body.
Yes.
How much is too much for you to have a tattoo?
Covering your whole body with
Covering your like
yes.
everything. I
From neck down below, I think that's too much, but it depends on them.
I see. What if your partner has a tattoo? What is your opinion about that?
for
Is your
me,
partner has a tattoo? No.
He wants to have one, but I discourage him to have tattoo. But I think if it's something that is really important to him, I think I might consider and support him.
I see. What if your partner gonna ask you have a matching tattoo? Would you have it?
Just a small.
Just a small. How
tattoo.
small is too small for you? We called it minimalist, right?
Yes, good kind of tattoo. Those just this small.
Small ones, as long as so
Yes.
small.
Yes.
You're okay with that?
Yes.
So you're good to have a tattoo with your partner?
Yes.
I see. Hi, Angel. How old are you, Angel?
26.
26. Is it okay for you to have a partner that has a tattoo?
Yes, for me, of course, okay lang naman po siya since we have different kind of preference.
Yeah.
But as on my side po kasi yung partner ko, we don't have any tattoos on our body.
Yeah.
Even siya. Siguro 50-50 pero wala, I'm not against about your
About having tattoo.
Yeah, about it's your decisions.
True,
diba?
true. How about your partner gonna ask you to have a matching tattoo? Would you have it?
Yung mga minimalist,
Just
Okay.
minimalist. So okay for you to have a tattoo, just minimalist.
okay lang naman.
So if you have a chance to have a tattoo, which part of your body you gonna do it?
Yung hindi po masyadong kita, showy.
So you
yung
want to hide it?
not literally hide it like sa loob na. Parang like dito sa mga ganito, sa wrist. Basta minimalist lang po siya, hindi siya pansinin.
I see.
Yung mga ganun.
Now in the West, tattoo can say a lot. Maybe you're an artist, a rebel, a biker, an Iron Man, or someone who just had a wild night in Vegas. But here in the Philippines, reaction can be mixed. There's still many Filipinos, especially the younger, more modern ones. They find tattoo creative and they see it as a sign of confidence, boldness, and individuality. Well, if they find that tattoo has a meaning, it can be more turn on and mysterious to them. Yes, mystery still sells, gentlemen. But here's the thing, it's not always about the ink. It's about the man wearing it. If you respectful, God-fearing, hardworking, and you treat her good and her family, I'm not saying you provide everything. That's different story, right? Well, believe me, your tattoo won't matter much. In fact, they might even become part of what makes you more attractive. Personally, I don't judge people based on their tattoos. I look at how someone acts, how they treat others, and how they live their life. You know, tattoos are personal, and usually they have their own meaning, of course. As what they said, look the past, the ink on the outside, and get to know the heart on the inside. Once you do that, tattoo became the background. What you see is the man, not the markings. So if you do covered in ink and hoping to win a Filipino's heart, here's my advice. Let your actions speak louder than your tattoo. Be humble, Be sincere and be kind of a man that her family that can trust you, even if you look like a Marvel villain. Well, that's it for today's episode. Thank you for joining me. And please don't forget this. And leave a comment below, especially if you have a story to share. Until next time, and hope to see you on my Patreon channel for more. Once again, this is your dear Annie, and you can ask me anything and everything here in the Philippines. Sending you love from the Philippines. Bye!